Thank you for having us. I'm Orlando Draven from Zeistencroix. Keep looking and keep listening to Brutally Delicious.
Oh, nice. That's crazy nice. Yeah, I'm in Richmond, Virginia, and it's 30 and raining, or 35 and raining. It sucks.
But it is what it is. Yeah, but we're in the middle of a tour, and it's been a hell of a fucking tour.
Has awesome. It? It's been going well?
Oh, yeah. Really good. People were great. I mean, the venues were great. You know, the lineup that we have of bands, they're awesome. They're really cool. They're all really, it's working. There's a lot of friendships, a lot of camaraderie going on. So it's really good.
Are you still out with the Cottonmouth Kings too?
No, they left yesterday for California.
Oh, nice. So let's start. I don't know how to pronounce that. Can you help me out?
That's all good. I mean, there's no right or wrong way to pronounce it. You can say Zeistencroix, or Zeistencroix, however you want to say.
Okay. Well, for those not familiar with your band, can you give us the 2-sentence elevator pitch?
Well, we can consider ourselves a post-industrial band, and it's kind of like a mixture between Depeche Mode, The Cure, Rammstein, and Marilyn Manson. That should be kind of like the thing there, with a little bit of pop rock here and there. So we're kind of like all over the place, but we're trying to do our own thing. That's kind of like the gist.
Okay, well, that's fair enough. And so your new album, sorry, I just lost my...
Crucifixion.
Yeah, your new EP, Crucifixion, is out. How do you feel about it, and what's been the response to it so far?
I mean, so far it's been great. I mean, we've been having a lot of support from our label, and then we charted on the metal radio.
Yeah, I saw that. You hit number top 50, right?
Yeah, we were in the top 50. We were at 34 for a while. We were then 36, 37. So it was actually really good. I mean, we're really happy about it.
Yeah, that's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice always just to have, the public and the audience just being receptive to what you do. And so it's been an amazing experience.
That's awesome. So I know I've watched Control and Ice Queen. I believe that's the other one I've watched.
Yes.
Both of them I absolutely love. What's been the response to those? Pretty good so far?
Really good. I mean, every time that we've played Ice Queen live, it's been a banger. Even though it's a slow song, it's kind of like a love song or like a heartbreaking kind of song. But I mean, the people are really responding to that, and they're really vibing with the entire, concept and the theme or the tone of the song, and that's kind of like the highlights of the shows. So yeah, we're really happy about it. Like I said, I mean, it's been doing good in radio, it's been doing good live. So it's something that we're really, really, really appreciate.
Cool. So you mentioned themes. Can you hear me? Because I can't hear myself.
I can hear you.
So you mentioned themes. Is there a theme or something you want your fans to take away from after listening to actually any of your music, but more specifically Crucifixion?
Well, I mean, I believe that the album, it's kind of nihilistic, but that's probably from my perspective, because I mean, that's the way that I felt it was winning, or like the mindset that I was when we did it. But and yeah, it's still some hope on it, but not that much. So that's kind of like the tone of the album. But I mean, I believe that everybody that's gonna take a listen to any of the songs, they're gonna take their own interpretation. It's gonna mean something different to them.
Right.
So it's always, I just leave it to the audience just to decide how to feel about it. Because I mean, in the end, you just put it out in the world, and then whatever works.
So I'm listening to some of these songs, especially like Control, and there's very intimate, personal, emotional stuff going on. Do you ever feel like you put too much of yourself into it, or you're too vulnerable?
Yeah, I mean, that's the way that you usually want to write, because I mean, you don't want to write something that could be taken as phony, because you want to write from what you feel, what you see around you, and that's the way that we kind of operate. I mean, we, depending on the mindset and the state of every single individual that we're in the band. I mean, we do it's the way that we write. And actually, wow, check this out. Look who this is.
Hello. Hi.
Howdy.
How's it going?
Good. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, bro.
Having a blast, right?
Best time ever.
That's great. And you got tank tops on, and the weather's nice with palm trees. I love that.
Loving it. It's all tropical.
Right? That's the way. So yeah, that's the way that we try to write the stuff that we write, and it's been great. I mean, so far so good. Like I said, we're really happy with the results.
Do you feel a sense of responsibility with your platform, like on the message you're coming across with, or that's not even a?
Yeah, well, not really, because honestly, nobody should take any rock star or any rocker seriously, because I mean, we're just here to entertain.
Right.
That's what we do. We're not activists. We're not politicians. We shouldn't be taking that responsibility upon ourselves, because it's just too much. I mean, what I think is that we tried our best just to pour our feelings out into songs, and then give it out to the world. That's the way to do it. I mean, it's the only way that we can actually express ourselves.
Right.
But it's not really like you want to. Even if you can relay a message, right? Because I mean, you always have something to say. That's why you write.
Right.
But at the same time, you shouldn't have the responsibility of like leading a group of people just to do something, or just to think this way or the other. Everyone should be free to think whatever they feel like they want to think, and to feel how they want to feel.
And I think that's the whole metal attitude, right? That is metal in a nutshell. You're think for yourself and do your own thing.
Exactly. That's the spirit. I mean, you shouldn't have any boundaries in terms of, you shouldn't have any rules or any guidance just to make you feel the way that you want to feel. I mean, you should be you. That's how it should be.
What is up, delicious faithful? Is the world getting you down? Are you constantly bombarded by trash, hatred, and negativity? Well, there is a space for you to feel safe. Utterly Unscripted is a high-value, safe space podcast. It's the podcast where the point is, well, there is no point. Jesse Veritas has created a place where people feel happy and safe to come together and share their experiences with you. It's living up to all the hype and is now in the top 20% of podcasts globally. Check them out wherever you find awesome podcasts, or see one of the links in the description below. That's right, the Utterly Unscripted podcast. Go check them out. Tell them we sent you. When you guys were writing this record, were you writing like in the traditional sense, like everybody in the same room bouncing ideas off each other, or was it more like sending stuff back and forth via email or, internet based?
Yeah, usually the way that I always write is just like that. I just have an idea. I record my idea. I kind of give like a couple of days, 3-4 days, just to process, just to see if it's really good, if it's really worth it. And then I'll bounce it to the guys, and then we'll go to the rehearsal room, and then we'll start working, whatever extra arrangements or stuff or parts that we're going to add or take out. And that's usually how it goes. Sometimes I send the tracks to Santi. Hey, watch. This is Santi, drummer.
How are you, my friend?
Hi, man.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too, bro.
I'm jealous. You guys are in beautiful weather.
Hey, man.
Yeah, take a look at this beach.
That is amazing.
Man, life is fucking awesome, man.
That's
you have to enjoy it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree. Take care.
So yeah, but that's the entire process. I mean, sometimes it can vary. It could be something that brings an idea, or it could be, I don't know. At this time, we're playing with Alex now. He's our new bass player, and he has also lots of ideas, and he brings it to the table, and then we start working upon that. When we had our previous guitar players, that's how we used to work. Also, he used to record something, he used to send me stuff, and then I would probably, like I said, arrange it here and there, and then we'll get it to the rehearsal space, and then we start working on it.
Gotcha. When you're writing, are you writing songs like for how they're going to come across on stage or in front of a live audience, or are you writing songs for the song's sake and then adapting them to the stage?
It's usually for the song's sake, and I even try not to change it or to adapt it too much to what we do live. It depends on how organically it comes across, because I mean, we write, we just put out whatever we have, like I said, depending on our feelings, depending on our mindset, our mind state. And then whatever happens, happens. I mean, we're not looking for something specifically whenever we write. We're just letting the ideas come through us and channel it to the world. And that's it, because you shouldn't put any resistance or any, kind of like a objection to what it comes to your mind or it comes to your
And I
spirit.
guess that in the end makes it more organic, right? And more real.
Exactly. That's the way to do it. I mean, or at least that's how I see it. You should write it.
Okay, that makes great sense, because I think fans or listeners can tell when it's contrived and it's forced, as opposed to being, like you said, super organic and from the heart.
I mean, and I understand when people talk about formulas and stuff, but I don't think necessarily it has to be the thing that it's a formula. It's just like whenever you have a way of writing, it might get perceived as a formula because let's say it's a comfort zone. So that's the way that you do. That's the way that you operate. That's the way that you work. That's the way that you create. So in the albums that you write, it's always gonna come across. Okay, so what's a familiar place? So you go back and then trying to make it naturally. You go back to what you know, and that's when it's considered. Oh yeah, this is formula. No, it's not necessary. I mean, I understand.
So along those same lines, then, do you find it difficult not writing the same song? Does that make sense? Like not writing?
Yeah, no, because I mean, you try. Like I said, what you write is what you write. I mean, you try not to, because again, if you're writing the same song, it's because you're pursuing to write somehow the same song.
Like a formula.
I mean, exactly, like a formula or like an objective, like a goal. In the way that we do it, I mean, it might happen. I'm not gonna say that it's not gonna happen or it's never happened that you write something that kind of sounds familiar to what you wrote before, but it's not necessarily the intention. I mean, it's something, like I said, you let it flow, then whatever happens, happens. And then if it comes across as being the same or very similar to another song that you wrote before, then you take the decision. You make the decision just to keep it or leave it. And that's how you should, kind of see. And then if you want to change stuff up a little bit, because, I mean, it happens. I mean, naturally, you want to always kind of keep evolving. Then you integrate new stuff, or you just, let out stuff that you feel that it weren't necessary to begin with. So that should be the way.
Okay. You mentioned the new bass player, and a lot of times when you add a different member or a new member to the band, they bring something different to the table. What do you think the new bass player, and I don't know his name, but what did he bring to the table?
I mean, that's the beauty of music. Every time that you play with somebody, that person is always going to bring something different and something that is going to be always helpful, and is going to be the complementary part that you might need that you didn't know that you needed before. So that's usually how it works, and that's how I try to make it. What's up?
I thought that was like your brother or...
No, this is an interview. Come on, Chef.
How you doing?
How are you?
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you as well.
Out here, we're all hungry. We've been waiting all morning to eat. It's nice to meet
I don't
you.
blame you. Hey, nice meeting you.
All right, man.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, what was the question?
Oh, adding a new musician, and what did he bring to the table?
Oh, yeah. So when you have somebody new, you always try to integrate what that person has to, bring to the table or what they have. And that's actually the beauty of it, because sometimes you don't even know that you needed that person or the input of that person. And then when it comes, depending on the chemistry, which usually should be there, then it becomes magic. And then it's a piece that you were missing that you didn't know that you were missing. And that's, like I said, is a beauty of it. Every person that comes across into your life, it brings you something that you might need at the moment, or that you didn't know, and actually you didn't know that you needed.
And I guess it leads to a natural evolution as well, right?
Exactly. And then that person is going to bring or take stuff out, like I said before, and it's just let it go naturally. Right. Just let it flow.
All right. So what do you guys have planned for the rest of the year? I know you're on this tour. I don't know how long it goes until you finish, but what's after that?
I mean, the main idea is just we're going to finish next week. I think on Sunday is going to be our last date of this tour. And then we're already writing some material. We have some stuff. So
wow.
we might go to the studio again and record it depending on also how it goes. We also want to keep touring. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, touring is awesome, and it's always what we wanted to do. So depending on what happens, or how the new year comes, I mean, we'll see if we're gonna keep touring or if we're gonna go to the studio.
Gotcha.
We're also been talking about trying to record or actually shoot an actual video. But the thing that with that is just the person I want to work with hasn't been available for a while, so it's kind of been a bit tough just to make it work or to make it happen. So that's the second thing we're having.
What's it like out? What is up, Delicious Faithful? Bruce Moore here to tell you about the Retro Video Store podcast. The Retro Video Store podcast reviews the classic and not so classic movies of the VHS era. Hosts Eric and Neil, and sometimes David, try to capture the feeling of renting a movie off the shelves of a mom and pop video store or the thrill of catching a scary movie on cable late at night with your friends. I know I grew up on VHS tapes and the mom and pop stores, and I highly recommend the Retro Video Store podcast. You can catch the Retro Video Store podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, Stitcher, and most major podcast providers. Tell them we sent you. What's it like out there post-pandemic being on the road? Is it different?
It's actually, different because people are more excited to come to the shows and they're kind of like more into the music. Because, like I said in an interview before, they kind of noticing that we didn't know what we have until we lose it.
Right.
And then the 2 years that it's been kind of dry, there's no music, no live shows, no nothing. So people realized that they needed this. And actually, we as musicians, we needed this. And then, of course, the people that come to see us live and see every band live, they need the music. So, it's been awesome. It's been fucking incredible.
I imagine the energy is off the chain.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's something else. It's not the same as before. It changed a little bit. It changed for the good.
Right. So that's going to run me up on my questions before I let you go. I have a little game that we play that is really good for shorts and like teasers for the actual thing. So I'm going to show you a picture here.
Okay.
And I need you to tell me what's going on in the picture and what's
Let me get you shade so I can see better. There we go.
What's going on in the picture and what's going to happen next. All right?
Okay, I'm ready.
So if you're ready, you should see that now.
So I have a person that's kind of thinking with a hot head.
Okay.
With fire in his head.
Why does he have fire on his head?
I don't know. It could be because it could be two things. One, because he's stressed out and he has a lot of, stuff going on. Or he's actually evolving and is getting into an enlightenment process.
Oh, okay. So like a Buddha-ish kind of thing.
Exactly. Like the, whenever you got the knowledge of languages or the knowledge of, something else that it's coming up to you at that moment.
Oh, that's deep. I've been doing this. This is my fourth interview today, and that's the deepest one yet. So that's great. What do you think is in his book?
In his book, kind of like the guidance that he was kind of like trying to cling into just to get this process of evolution.
Man, I like the way you think. That's a great explanation. What do you think happens next?
I mean, it all depends on him. I mean, he could actually evolve completely and, let the materials go away. Because, I mean, there's a lot of material stuff in his way. And then he can actually evolve. Or, like I said, it's always two ways. Or it could be terribly wrong. And then it could go into a regression. So it depends. It all depends in what he's thinking and what he's going to do next.
Perfect. So that brings me to the end of my questions. Did I miss anything you want to cover?
I mean, so far, I think we covered everything. I mean, we're having a blast on this tour. I mean, we love touring with Crazy Town. They're great people, as you saw. We loved touring with Cotton Mouth Kings. They were fucking amazing, too. They were really good people. And the other bands were really good. The locals were awesome, too. So this bill has been really solid for us. And we've been, having so much fun.
Where can fans find you?
Yeah, I mean, everywhere. You can Google our name, or you can put it on Instagram. You can put it on YouTube, on Facebook, on pretty much every platform, even TikTok. And we have stuff going on there. And actually have it. So if for any case you cannot pronounce it, there you go.
There you go. Yeah, I'm still having trouble. I'm not going to butcher it, but there you go.
That's all good. I mean, that's the whole point. There's no right way or wrong way to say the name. It's just the name. It's just the name of the band. So whatever it means to you and however you want to pronounce it, that's the right way.
Perfect. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Stay safe. Enjoy the weather.
You too, man. Thank you.
Jealous as hell. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Be well.
Hello out there. Yes, hello out there, everyone. I'm Hal Schwartz.
And I'm Flynn McLean. Together, we host None But the Brave, a podcast dedicated to the music and career of Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce and E Street Band are on tour right now for the first time in 6 years, and we're taking a detailed look at what's happening on stage in our bi-weekly episodes.
We've also been recently joined by some very exciting guests, including rock journalist Warren Zanes and Stephen Hayden, Backstreet's Magazine founder Charles Cross, and Barstool's Kirk Minahan.
If you're a diehard Springsteen fan, this is the show for you.
So please subscribe to None But the Brave on your favorite podcasting platform, and we hope to see you further on up the road.
Thank you so much. We'll be seeing you.